Something is whispering again, not shouting, not the full thing, just that low murmur in the background, familiar in a way you wish it wasn't. And if you know what I mean by that, this is for you. Wherever you are right now, sitting somewhere, or lying down, or in the middle of a day that hasn't stopped for you, I just want to stay here with you for a few minutes. Because the whisper has a very particular quality. It is not the crisis. It is not the full experience at its height. It comes earlier than that, quieter than that. And in some ways that makes it harder, because it arrives before you have any real information, before you know what you're dealing with, before you can tell whether this is something that is gathering or something that will pass quietly through. And when the mind does not know, it tends to fill the gap with a question. What if it's happening again? That question. You may know it well. It arrives with a kind of urgency that feels far bigger than what is actually visibly happening. Because from the outside, perhaps very little has changed. Your life looks the same. The room looks the same. The day is continuing in its usual way, but inside something has shifted slightly, and the shift is enough to start the whisper. I want to stay close to what this can feel like. There is often a kind of heightened attention, not panic, not even close, just a low internal alertness that arrives before you have fully named anything. The body noticing something, the mind catching up quickly and beginning to assess. How do I feel? Is this familiar? Is this what it felt like last time? Is this the beginning of something? And that assessing, that very reasonable, very understandable attempt to measure, tends to turn the volume up on the very thing it is trying to evaluate, because attention feeds the signal. And when the signal gets more attention, it becomes harder to tell whether it is actually growing or whether it is simply sounding louder because it is being listened to so closely. This is one of the harder features of moments like this. The strategies that feel most sensible, checking, assessing, measuring, reviewing, are often the very things that keep the alarm active. None of that means you are doing anything wrong. It just means you are in a moment that has its own particular logic, and that logic is worth understanding. The nervous system that is generating this whisper is the same nervous system that went through something difficult before. It learned from that. It learned the signature of the experience, the texture of it, the way it sat in the body, particular quality of the thoughts, the way ordinary life could suddenly feel altered from the inside. And now, doing what it was built to do, it notices anything that carries even a partial resemblance to that signature, which means the whisper is not confirmation. It is the alarm responding to resemblance. A sensation that is only somewhat similar to what you felt before can be enough to trigger the response. Not because something is definitely wrong, because the system would rather be cautious than caught off guard. That is protective logic, not accurate prediction. The whisper and the full experience are not the same thing, even when they share the same emotional tone. I also want to name something about the particular loneliness of this moment. When anxiety starts whispering, especially early, there is often very little you can show anyone. You cannot point to something concrete. You cannot easily explain what has changed. You may not even have language for it yet beyond something feels off. So you manage it privately. You carry it quietly. You keep the surface of the day looking ordinary while the interior is working hard. Most people around you will have no idea this is happening, and that invisibility has its own weight. The effort it takes to keep functioning normally while something hums underneath is real effort. Even when it looks like nothing from the outside, even when, because you are still managing, it can start to feel as though it should not count. It counts. There is also something about the whisper that can make the past feel very near. Not because you are back there, but because the body recognizes echoes quickly. A certain thought, a certain tension in the chest, a particular internal atmosphere, and suddenly the memory of what it used to mean is standing in the room with you. That does not mean the past is repeating itself. It means your system remembers, and remembering is not the same as returning. That distinction matters. What you are in right now may simply be the moment of noticing, the moment before anything is clear, the moment where resemblance is being taken or mistaken for certainty, the moment where the whisper feels persuasive because it knows exactly which fears of yours to touch. Nothing needs to be solved right now. You do not need to work out what the whole of today means. You do not need to force clarity before clarity is available. Sometimes the most useful thing in a moment like this is not to interrogate the whisper further, but to let it be there without treating it as an emergency. More like a sound you hear in the house at night. You notice it, you register it, you do not instantly decide what it means. You let it establish itself before you hand it the whole room. The whisper can be acknowledged without being obeyed. It can be present without becoming the only thing that is present. And there is also the chair beneath you, or the bed, or the floor that you lie on, the light in the room, whatever kind of light it is, the sound of the street, the sound of the house, or the small background noise of a day continuing. And there is you, still here, still noticing, still able to pause. That is not nothing. In fact, this is one of the quieter ways recovery shows itself, not in never hearing the whisper again, but in hearing it and knowing, even faintly, this is familiar. This has a tone I recognise, and I do not have to become convinced by it just because it has arrived. That is a different relationship. Not perfect, not invulnerable, but different. And difference matters. If this moment is a familiar one for you, if anxiety has started whispering again, and you know the particular quality of that, there are longer companion recordings on my website where I stay with experiences like this in more depth. They are there for the fuller shapes of these moments, not to fix them and not to rush them along, but to offer steady, calm company while they move through. You can find them at emmagarrick.com. For now, wherever you are not alone in this. And the whisper, however convincing it sounds, does not get to decide the whole story.